Hello and welcome to the Philippines. We're in the holiday season. Christmas, a number of other holidays coming on very quickly, and a lot of things going on, different events. This is on Osmeña Boulevard, and I am walking from the downtown area up to the uptown area on Osmeña Boulevard, the main boulevard street that runs there up to Fuente Osmeña traffic circle, and where there's a couple of Robinson's malls, several other things going on there. Anyway, I think this particular event was for lighting up, turning on the Christmas lights or Christmas tree or something. I asked a couple people and didn't really understand. Even where can you find out where and what all the events are? I'm not sure. Anybody know?
Hi.
Hello.
This sidewalk is in much better shape than most of the sidewalks around town. You can actually walk pretty much unobstructed down here. Though it could be tough using a wheelchair. Anyway, we're coming up to the Normal University. They wouldn't let me in.
Normal University.
Wait.
Yep. Normal University. But I am abnormal. Is there an abnormal university for us?
Normal lang.
Only normal people?
Yeah.
Darn, maybe I can get a waiver of some sort. Get into the Normal University, find out what it's like to be normal. Anyway, not quite sure where that name come from. I'm guessing it is named after Mr. or Mrs. Normal is the last name of the person, is my guess. Someone will tell us in the comments what that's all about. Anyway, as long as I have you all here, I've got a couple questions for you. If you're traveling the Philippines, various parts of the Philippines, have you run into any special restrictions or requirements? I have not. I've traveled to Dumaguete, from Dumaguete over to Bohol, and up to the north of Bohol, and through Tagbilaran City, back to Cebu. At no point in time did any ferry company, hotel, or any other mode of transportation ask for any type of vaccine-related cards or anything else, even though they had a sign at one or two piers, ports, ferry ports that I went to. They had signs, no vaccine, no ticket, no mask, no ticket. The signs stay up, even though all those requirements have dropped pretty much. Although local government units can set up their own restrictions and requirements, so that's part of the confusing issue. A city, a town, a province, a barangay, which is a village in a town, in a province, they can all put their own restrictions up, whatever they want to do, basically. So anyway, there's whatever this event is, they've got quite a few police. We're going to come upon this. To the right here is a big police
regional office.
Police station, police academy. I'm not quite sure what it all is, but it's one of their major offices here in Cebu City. You should be able to travel pretty freely in the Philippines. You do if you're an international travel. You need to fill out something called the eArrival thing online. And I've done a couple other videos talking about that. It used to be called the One Health Pass. Basically you have to make a health declaration. And I've been told by others, if you've been vaccinated, you get a green check. If you haven't been, you get a different colored check for whatever reason. That's what I've been told by a couple of international travelers. So I haven't seen it written any place like that, but it's obvious way to discriminate against certain people, because and it will limit the number of tourists who come here. So a crazy thing to do to discriminate a group, if that's actually what they're doing. It's That's what I've heard it like 3 different times from 3 different people. And there's still probably thousands of people, I think, just based on some of the comments and emails I get, there are thousands of people who still will not. Well, while many countries have opened up completely, no requirements, restrictions, no health declarations other than just declaring that you're not ill. So anyway, let's get on with it here. Anyway, the Philippines is open. Basically, come, and there are so many reasons. I'll do another video about the many reasons to come to the Philippines. It has a lot to offer, a lot of potential, a lot of untapped potential. A lot of friendly people. They're very welcoming. Many speak English. A lot of the signs are in English, which really helps as you're going around. Some nations are not so welcoming to foreigners. No, Thailand gets, I think, like 40 million.
Rural diagnostics.
A big new health diagnostics place opening up. Some countries are not so open to foreigners, and so it's nice to come into a country where they are very welcoming and relatively cheap to travel, whether you go by plane, taxi, bus, ferry, whatever, all relatively inexpensive to travel. Although I should mention they pegged the inflation rate at around 8% now, so the prices have gone up, I've noticed. A little laundromat there. And some areas, like I buy a fair amount of imported foods, some of those prices have even gone up double or like 100%. Some of those things, like a can of coffee, Kirkland coffee, that was paying like $7.99, and Christmas, a lot more people asking for money. Might sing for you. Anyway, I think last time it was like $13.99, 1,400 pesos, and so I bought. They dropped it down to $11.99, I think, at S&R, and I think I bought a can of that, and I bought a can of U-Bon, which was still back down at $7.99, and I combined them. I mix about half and half, and I still get the flavor of the Kirkland that I like. And even though that large can goes a long ways, over a month, I think. So by the day, it's not that expensive. It's twice as expensive as it was before, so it's the principle of the thing. But inflation is a personal choice to a degree. To a degree, you choose how you spend your money, and you make choices. Depends on what your budget is, what your likes are. And so you have some control on that, but not entirely. There are some increases that you just have to deal with. The cost, and I've done over 1,000 videos. I've done a lot of cost of living videos. I've done a lot of housing, condominium, subdivision videos. What do they rent for? What do they look like inside? A little bit about leases and what you should know about leasing, and so be sure to check out. And if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Big cities like Manila, Cebu City, they're, again, depending upon where you live in those cities, tend to be higher priced, and the cost of real estate here in the city has gone up very quickly over the last 10 years or so because of the demand. But at the present time, we're still in this a little bit of a crisis, you could say. It's going to be another year before everything gets back to quote-unquote normal, probably, if there are no other issues that come up. When I check the online condo and housing rental sites, there's some people asking for less than pre-pandemic rates. There's some asking for more than pre-pandemic rates. You can often negotiate terms and or prices. So keep that in mind. Just, you know, if I've got a friend come to town, and almost everybody you talk to wanted at least a 6-month contract, lease contract, and he says, well, I'm not sure how long I'm staying, and he finally convinced one to take him on a month-to-month. Cost him a little bit more per month than what it would with a 6-month lease, of course. But he is going month to month. I think he just told him he's going to stay another month. He'll probably be here 3 or 4 months. But there's still thousands of vacancies out there because we haven't even begun to get the types of numbers of tourists coming into town, tourists and expats, travelers, business people back in town, than there was back at the end of 2019. Now I have been to a few malls the last couple of weeks. I am seeing a lot more activity. I am seeing more foreigners there from various countries. And heard a couple Frenchmen talking the other day, so they're coming in from around the world, but not near the numbers. They're not filling up. And as I look at the various hotels and condominiums in town, and you just get an idea from the lights that light up night after night after night about maybe they're 25-30% occupancy, something like that is my guess, which means there's and not all are for rent, of course. Some are just second homes for somebody or investment, but maybe 50% of them are potential rentals. So there's a lot of rentals to choose from, depending upon what you're looking for. You can use booking.com, airbnb.com, number of other sites for 1 month or less type bookings. And there are other real estate sites. I've done a number of those. I will put a link at the end of this video about my condos list of videos, so you can start checking those out. If you do a search for condos here in town by the name of the development, many times my videos will come up first. But cost of living is just one of the reasons many of us choose to live in the Philippines, retire, work in the Philippines, whatever. And I just turned down this side street, no sidewalks, so you're sharing the road with the traffic and the motorbikes. People share the road here. These narrow little lanes, the cars will allow a space there for the motorbikes to pass on the right. But there's no sidewalk, so the pedestrians and the motorbikes are sharing that. And pretty much there's little or no road rage. You know, they understand you're out here, people are out here walking. So cost of living is a factor many people use in determining where they're going to live. And you can live outside of the city too. Get outside the city just a little ways, and prices go down substantially in general. But then if you're going to be coming into the city a lot, then you have the transportation costs. Even though they're little, they add up over time. Many people come here. In fact, I met a guy who's been in town about 10 days from the USA, and he said, yeah, first time he's been here. He said so far he's really liking it, and he will go back to the U.S., take care of some issues back there, but very good chance he'll come here and make it a permanent or at least semi-permanent home. And he had planned on going on to Thailand, but he said, you know what, I like Philippines so much, don't know if I'm going to go to Thailand anymore. And that is one of the issues that the Philippines has had in being one of the last countries really to open up to tourists without restrictions, without masks and vaccine cards and all this kind of thing, is that tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people probably, because they didn't want to put up with the restrictions here in the Philippines, they've chosen to go to Mexico. Mexico is getting tens of thousands of Americans and other foreigners going to Mexico because it's been open this whole time. And people find out, hey, I kind of like this part of Mexico, I'll stay here. I know several subscribers who have gone to Colombia, who've gone to to other countries, and they're enjoying it there. So much so that they probably won't come to the Philippines now, where Philippines was the top of their list. And so the Philippines has hurt itself. Hopefully they will regain a large part of their potential. I've been looking for this place for a long time. Casa Verde. I eat lunch at a Casa Verde, and they got a chain of restaurants back in there on a side street. And I've asked a number of people on various streets, where is it? And they point me different directions. I've never found it, but just by chance I decided to walk down this street not so far from where I live. And Casa Verde is fairly fair prices and pretty good food. I had some fish and fries, I guess, the other day, and they bring you a lot. So anyway, I know many of my subscribers that have gone to other countries, and they say, hey, I kind of like it here. Maybe I will come to the Philippines sometime. Maybe I won't. Is what I keep hearing. And so anyway, the Philippines still has this eArrival card, which is something a lot of people, if there's any requirement or restriction, just like they give you if you're not vaccinated, they give you a different color check mark on your eArrival thing. Anyway, it's like discrimination, and a lot of people say, no, I'm not going to go someplace where I'm going to be discriminated against, treated differently from other people. So hopefully they will be dropping that whole system very soon. Most countries have around the world. No restrictions. Come, travel, spend money, enjoy our country. No restrictions. No vaccine cards.
ABC,
No
hotel
arrival
and
cards.
homes.
But the Philippines has a lot of potential. Great beaches, great people.
Dessert factory.
Lots of things to see and do.
Hospital.
Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll put more videos up soon. See ya.